This is crazy. Okay, so I've got a couple of DJI mics here. And what I want to do is I want to walk towards this tree behind me, and I want to try to show you how the sound changes as you pass through it and deeper into it. So, follow me. This area right here, I'm not sure if you can see me, I'm not sure if I'm still in frame or not, but this area right here is just buzzing. It's literally vibrating and pulsing with the sound of these cicadas. If you grew up like I did, spending your summer days outdoors, then you're already familiar with the raspy, summery sound of annual cicadas. As kids, we used to find the vacated exoskeletons during the cicada emergence, and to this day, it still puts a smile on my face whenever I find one. But recently, I learned about a phenomenon known as periodical cicadas. So from right here where I'm standing, I can see just dozens of cicada vacated shells all over in the shrubbery and on the side of this tree. It truly is a fascinating thing to behold. This summer, a massive swath of the United States is going to experience something that hasn't happened since 1803. The synchronized emergence of two different broods of periodical cicadas. To put that into perspective, the last time these two broods emerged simultaneously, Thomas Jefferson was President of the United States. The Louisiana Purchase was made, and the size of the country doubled for about 4 cents per acre. Entomologists classify these broods into number groups. For example, brood 13 emerges once every 17 years, and brood 19 appears every 13 years. Imagine being underground for 13 years and then popping out into this big, beautiful green world and only having 4 weeks to experience it. Something tells me that we also would be making a tremendous amount of noise with our 4 weeks. 4 weeks to shuck your old shell, taste the juicy xylem of a tree, find a mate, tie the knot, and then, well, die. Now you can imagine being underground for about 13 years, in some cases 17 years, and you come out and you emerge into this big, bright, green, beautiful world, and well, you have one thing on your mind: replenish the earth with cicadas, and you have 4 weeks to get the job done. Now, put yourself in their shoes as a human. If you were emerging from the ground after 13 years and you had 4 weeks to go out and find a lover, you might be making a noise very similar to that one. We are hearing a party that has been in the planning process for more than a decade. This is a big deal. 13 years ago, a couple billion cicadas emerged from the ground. They climbed the nearest upright surface, forced their way out of their adolescent shells, and sprouted into adults. Then they took to the air in a frenzied search to find lifelong partners. Lifelong meaning about 4 weeks. So the males have a membrane on their abdomen, and they vibrate that, and that creates that raspy sound that we're hearing. But these guys don't like to sing alone. So what they'll do is they will team up with all of the other males, and they will synchronize their music And that's why it sounds different in the distance than it does locally. Locally, you can pick out individual sounds, but in the distance, we're hearing that mass collection, billions of cicada timbrels as they all vibrate in a synchronized fashion. And of course, what they're trying to do is they're trying to draw all of the females that are flying around this region to their particular tree so that they can begin to propagate a new generation of cicadas. With a stroke of good fortune, he finds a susceptible female and the mating ritual begins. The female then lays her eggs in a groove in the tree, and once they hatch, the nymphs feed off the tree temporarily before dropping back to the ground. Once on the ground, they tunnel down to about 8 inches beneath the surface and begin their long voyage to adulthood. In another 13 years, on a bright spring day when the soil reaches about 64 degrees, they'll come crawling back out to start the song once more. As I study these insects, I'm fully aware of how creepy those red eyes are, fully aware of how loud they are, and what a disruption they cause in our modern lives. But I'm also awestruck by the absurdly accurate synchronization of billions of flying insects. The timing, the patience, the process. If nothing else, this cicada emergence reminds me that sometimes truly magnificent things need time to develop. And it also reminds me to be grateful for the sun on my skin, the wind on my face, and for my own emergence into this wild and wonderful world. Until next time, thanks for the company.